Hey everybody, happy holidays from Necronomipod. We're taking the first week of January off just to celebrate the holidays, but we didn't want to leave you guys hanging and not put out an episode for you. So we decided to release the first ever episode we did that was Patreon exclusive, Son of Sam. This episode was released back last fall when we first launched Patreon, exclusive to members of the $5 tier. We figured for the holidays we'd release it out to everybody just to give you a little taste of what you might be missing if you're not already one of our $5 tier patrons. If you're interested, you can sign up at patreon.com/necronomipod. Hope you enjoy this episode. $5 tier a month gets you 3 of these plus the access to our private Discord. So we hope you guys enjoy. Happy New Year's, and then we'll see you guys on January 12th with Jean-Benet Ramsey, which you guys voted as our first subject of 2020. Cheers.
Bonus episode for all of you patrons. This is it. This is the first time we're actually getting paid to sit here and do a little bit of a recording.
Yeah.
Welcome to the exclusive club, right?
Yeah. How many are we up to right now as we record?
30.
30. So 30, some of you will hear this.
Select group of individuals.
The rest of the necronominoids or whatever we're going to call them won't get to hear this unless they subscribe.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, thank you for everybody that's signed up so far.
These people clearly have highly refined tastes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because we are a highly refined show. But yeah, no, it's awesome. Thank you everyone who has signed up and subscribed to our Patreon. The Discord's been kind of fun. We have about 14 or 15 people in there. So maybe half the patrons. If you haven't signed up for that, check your email. There should be a link. That doesn't expire, does it, Ian?
No, I fixed that.
Okay, so you should have a link in your email, but jump on into the Discord. We're in and out of there throughout the day chatting with people. There's a bunch of listeners in there that have like an ongoing conversation. It's really fun just to kind of talk with everyone and see what you guys are thinking and just kind of shoot the shit. And I think tonight, or this is Thursday's episode, so what's the date?
5th.
The 5th. So Thursday the 5th, tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in the United States, all 3 of us are going to jump on the Discord for about an hour or so. So myself, Ian, and Dave will all be in the room, and we'll talk with you guys. We can talk about Son of Sam, who we're going to cover today, and talk about whatever you guys want.
Yeah.
We can talk about Britney Spears for a little while, or
I don't think that's going to happen. We can talk about all these alcoholic fans that are on Discord that seem to be up late drinking instead of going to bed when they got to get up and work early in the morning.
Yeah. 4 a.m. Some of them. They might drink more than we do.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's Thursday the 5th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All 3 of us are going to be in the Discord. So if you're already in the Discord, jump on at that time and chat with us. If you haven't already logged into the Discord, Ian, you said the link is active from what we sent from Patreon. You'll have to download, I think, the app. But then if you don't know what Discord is, it's essentially an app that's just one big chat room. And you can go in and out as you please. You don't have to get notifications when someone messages. And it saves the chat. So if you leave for a couple hours and come back, you can go back and review everything you missed just to kind of catch up if you wanted to. So it's real fun. It's essentially just a big chat room. Did I cover it all?
Yeah. Sounds great.
Yep.
Also, if you're hearing this on Thursday the 5th, you have your 10% coupon code to the store. Get an order in either today or tomorrow, because Friday the 6th, we are finalizing all the orders and getting the shirts off to the printers. So use your 10% discount code in the next couple days, because we're not sure when we'll have shirts back. So if you feel inclined to get something, use that coupon code that you guys have. I think I covered it all now.
Yeah.
Now my mouth.
But wait, there's more. No, that's it.
We're probably going to get stickers up in the store soon, too.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to use your coupon for a sticker, it's not going to take off that much. They're going to be pretty cheap, but we will have those up there, and those will be active probably continuously.
I got sidetracked today working on other things.
You're forgiven.
Yeah.
Sticker's pretty cool. It'll look great in the back window of your automobile.
Yeah. So we wanted to do something pretty big and kind of fun for the first episode for Patreon. So what do we got today, Ian?
Today we're gonna get into David Berkowitz, the son of Sam. He's got to be in the top 5, right?
Oh,
most
yeah.
popular.
This guy's a lunatic.
Yeah. So let's jump right into him. David Berkowitz was born Richard David Falco on June 1st, 1953, to mother Betty Broder, who was married to a man named Tony Falco. In 1939, the two of them opened up a fish market because she was, her parents didn't want her to marry an Italian guy.
What was their hatred of Italians?
I don't know. They just didn't want her to marry an Italian guy, so they just kind of took off and scraped up what they could and opened up this fish market.
She was
together.
Jewish?
I
He
believe
was a
so.
Gentile?
Yeah. They weren't having it. So, and then shortly after they opened the fish market in 1939, they had a daughter named Rosalind. Eventually, Tony left Betty for another woman, and the fish market just went out of business.
So I guess you could say the business floundered.
You could.
Oh, boy.
Sorry, move
They are
on.
unsubscribing in droves.
Betty would start up an affair with a married man named Joseph Kleinman. Things were good in their relationship until Betty ended up getting pregnant.
Yeah, that's often the case, right?
Affairs are fun until someone gets pregnant.
Just having a happy, innocent affair. It was all fun and games.
I'm pregnant. What's your name?
Sorry, do I know you?
Joseph told her that he would never pay child support and would end their relationship if she didn't give up the baby. So before David Berkowitz was born, he was already scheduled to be given up for adoption.
So he wasn't born when his mom owned the fish market.
No,
He came along after the fact.
right. He was a product of this affair.
This affair, but she was single, just sleeping with a married man.
Right.
She wasn't cheating on Tony Falco.
No, he had left her. The
He had
fish
already
thing
left
went
her.
out of business, and then she met this married guy.
But also from what I read, she gave him the last name of Falco when he was born, which is very strange as well.
Yeah, he was born Richard David Falco.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. David was adopted by a childless Jewish couple named Nat and Pearl Berkowitz, and they just flipped his first name and middle name. They just flipped it to David Richard Berkowitz.
Was he still just a baby when he was adopted?
Yeah.
So he wouldn't even have known his name.
Yeah, he was scheduled to be adopted as
already-
soon as he was born.
How did she get to name him then? That's kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe it was different.
I don't know how all that works, especially back then.
Yeah.
He grew up with his adopted parents in a normal middle-class household and was known to be spoiled as a child, and his adoptive parents always bought him gifts and just showered him with love. Like they were...
Doting.
Yeah.
He looks spoiled, like a spoiled punk.
I don't even know what he looks like. I haven't seen a photo of him.
Really?
Yeah.
And cue the Mindhunter reference, but the guy that they had playing him in Mindhunter was, I read that he had to go through 6 hours of prosthetics before that shoot.
Really? To get him to look like him?
He was really good, though.
Yeah, he did play him well.
Oh, he almost has... He almost has like a Rocky Balboa look to him.
Or Al Capone-ish a little bit, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. His face just looks like it's beat up. It's got a nice little unibrow going. Yeah, he's an ugly dude.
Yeah. So the mistake, his adoptive parents were great, but the one mistake they did make was that they told David his biological mother died while giving birth to him.
Kind of like Tyrion, huh, Mike?
Sorry.
Like Tyrion. His mom died giving
Tyrion
birth to him.
Lannister.
Yeah.
Tyrion Lannister.
It was just like that.
The imp.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking the whole time.
Okay.
So he felt guilty about this for his whole life, basically, for his childhood and then teenage years. He blamed himself for her supposed death.
Yeah, that'll fuck you up, I guess.
Yeah.
What's worse, thinking you killed your mom or that your mom didn't want you, so she gave you away? I don't know.
I don't think I could be in touch with those kinds of feelings.
Yeah.
I don't know. They shouldn't. I don't know. It's just a shitty lie to make up, really.
It is.
I feel like there's something better you could have came up with than that.
Sure.
Like a lot of serial killers, David suffered head injuries as a child. One when he was 4 years old, when another kid dropped a rock off the top of a building and hit him in his head while they were out playing. Yeah,
What a dick thing to do.
and then another at 7 years old, and he was hit by a car while he was out playing in the street. So after the second head injury, he became very hyperactive and aggressive and was starting to be known as a bully to other kids in the neighborhood. He was taken to a psychologist by his adoptive parents, but nothing ever came of it, and he never got in any real trouble. It was just, he sounded like a kid that had ADD.
It's just petty stuff.
Yeah, but it was after this head injury that kind of flipped him a little bit, which is kind of a lot of these guys, especially like the front of your brain, get hit right in the front of your head and it fucks you up.
Like the NFL concussion stuff.
Yeah.
It's related, right? Same kind of thing.
David's adoptive mother, Pearl, had suffered from breast cancer before they adopted him, and this was something that he was never told about. He was extremely close with Pearl, so it was a shock to David to learn that she again had cancer in 1965. Pearl's true condition was hidden from David through this whole time, and the family moved forward like nothing was wrong. So it was kind of like he was just told, hey, she has cancer, and that was the end of it. He was never told like what any doctor's appointments were. It was really a weird, they just like kind of coddled him, and they didn't want him to be upset or have to know anything was wrong. Yeah.
They spoiled him and got him everything he wanted and didn't want him to think that she, that anything bad could happen.
Right.
Probably not very healthy.
Probably not.
Because at this time, he's 13, 14 years old?
Yeah. And he's extremely close with her.
Yeah.
Like extremely close to her.
So he already thinks he killed his biological mom. Now he probably starting to think, well, maybe I gave her the cancer or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
The Bronx neighborhood that they lived in was changing to be a majority Hispanic community, and David would start getting bullied and called, quote, Jew boy all the time.
That's not very nice.
By other kids. So they're
so smart and clever with their nicknames, these bullies.
They decided to move out of the neighborhood due to this, but by the time their new apartment was ready for them to move into, Pearl had died from breast cancer in 1967, and this was a complete shock to David because he was basically just kept in the dark this whole time about her health. And
do you think they even taught him what death was? Like, did he even know people died?
I don't know. It just seemed like
one day she's fine, next day she's dead.
Right, and just trying to process it. Yeah. And he never knew that anything was wrong. It's
tough.
He has a terrible track record with moms.
It's a really weird thing to do to your kid. I mean, I get potentially thinking that you're helping him, but
right. And they didn't know that he was going to have those issues with his biological mom.
Right.
But still, it's weird.
Yeah. So after Pearl died, David's grades in school declined, and he became a loner and very introverted. In 1971, his adoptive father, Nat, remarried a woman that did not get along with David or like him.
Always that person in every serial killer story, that parental figure that just fucking sucks.
Yeah, and I just think it just sounded like she just didn't like him for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm. Of all the moms Berkowitz killed, he couldn't get rid of this one.
Oof. So
I meant his own moms. Not the other ones that we're going to get to.
His dad, Nat, or his adoptive father, Nat, and his new wife moved to Florida, leaving David behind in New York by himself, and he was just 17.
See ya, kid.
Another parenting move I'm going to question.
Yeah.
I mean, 17's getting close. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I guess, what are we still, or in their 70s? So, yeah, in 71.
71.
That still just seems rather young.
Yeah,
just to be like, okay, we're moving a whole country, half a country away.
And you're not coming because the new lady doesn't like you.
Yeah.
Was that the reasoning? She didn't want him to go?
Yeah, she didn't like him.
Is this his version, though? Hey, it must be, so.
But there's other people, like the next lady we're going to get into, kind of gave an account of stuff. Because he did have a good group of friends and kind of a girlfriend named Iris Gerhardt. She said that they never got intimate, but she did really like him a lot.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Not even a hander? Or nothing?
No, he was a virgin. He never anything.
His whole life?
For David, yeah.
Till he got to prison?
That's true.
Damn.
I feel like maybe if this guy would have gotten off once, it would have solved a lot of these issues. Wouldn't have been so uptight.
Potentially, because
I would say.
we'll get into some of his reasonings later on.
Jesus.
Well, I guess not just got off, actually had sex because he used to get himself off. Maybe just one time was all he needed.
Yeah, he's
Unfortunately, there were no prostitutes in New York City in the 70s.
No, of course not.
yeah, he's kind of we'll see here. He's kind of like the original blueprint for this like loner killer that is very socially awkward, can't
Express
find
himself.
find any relationships with a woman, and then decides to take it out on women.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of big community of those kind of people online. He's kind of like the blueprint for those kind of people. But so in that summer of 71, he joined the army.
So at this point, he was the son of Uncle Sam.
Yes.
Okay.
He avoided Vietnam and was stationed in South Korea. And even though he scored really high on his aptitude test for the army, he was still sent to serve as basically an administrator. And he wasn't thrilled with that because he had these dreams in his head of being like this war hero kind of thing.
That's probably why we lost the fucking war.
Because David Berkowitz wasn't there.
We had a well-qualified, smart individual, and what did they send him off to an office job?
In South Korea.
Yeah.
Which is exactly where I'd want to be, in Vietnam, not in Vietnam.
Right.
I don't disagree with that.
Remember our Uber friend from that was stationed in South Korea told us about all the
right.
great hookers in South Korea that he
had
banged?
himself a time.
He loved it.
Where was that? Where'd you guys go for that? Was that the Kiss thing?
On our way home from the Kiss concert.
That's when it was, yeah. I couldn't remember what
Best
it was for.
Uber driver ever.
He was full of all kinds of stuff. But we didn't find that out until he was like 5 minutes from our home. Like, dude, we've just driven with you for 45 minutes. You're waiting until now to tell us all this? God damn, pal.
What David did learn in the army was how to shoot a gun, and he was within sharpshooter range.
But no, let's send him to South Korea.
Yeah. I think it was 37 bullseyes out of 100 or out of 75, which is pretty
almost
damn
as good as me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
During his time in the military, he experimented with acid and weed and bounced around between different religious beliefs. Initially, he was well liked and had this whole like peace and love kind of attitude, but this consistent acid use seemed to kind of bring a darker view into shit that David was talking about.
No kidding.
A lot of acid use with this guy.
That'll do it, man. Change the chemistry of your brain.
You got to kind of know when to stop. I mean, I've never done anything like that, but I can assume you need to figure out a time to chill on it.
I think that's right. I think it rewires your brain
I feel like
at a certain point.
One thing Berkowitz is lacking, it's self-control.
So he was honorably discharged in 1974 and returned to the Bronx and got a security job at IBI Security and just went right back to being a loner. At this time, he found out that his biological mother was actually still alive. But when he went to see her, he was disappointed in what he found. When he found out that she was alive, he built her up as like this beautiful woman, and there must have been some terrible reason that she got rid of him. And when he got there, she was just a normal looking lady, and he found out that it was because of an affair. So
Broke his heart.
Another letdown.
yeah, so he was
Another brick in the wall, if you will.
Right. So he was mad, and he never saw her again. And that's something with these, because Ted Bundy has this kind of along the same lines as this story too. This finding out you're illegitimate just kind of threw him and Ted Bundy off. Maybe it's because of the times. I don't know.
More shame associated.
Yeah, kind of like another bastard we know, Jon Snow.
I'm sorry, who?
Maybe
the bastard of Winterfell.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about him. He's cousins with Daenerys, right? Aren't they related or cousins or something?
Turns out that he's her nephew.
Of course, I know.
banging his aunt.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert for anybody that's still watching it.
Uh-oh. Whoop, whoop.
Uh-oh. People are going to be pissed. All 30 patrons.
Look, I think if patrons have such refined taste as to be members of our Patreon, they've clearly watched Game of Thrones at this point.
Or they're like me and don't watch and don't give a shit about the spoilers because they don't intend to.
I love this Game of Thrones talk.
Berkowitz.
He just looks down. He's like, "Move on, assholes."
I'm ready to move on. This is boring me. I don't get these references.
So to get an idea of David's outlook on life after meeting his biological mother, this is a letter that he sent to his adoptive father in 1975.
It's cold and gloomy here in New York, but that's okay because the weather fits my mood. Gloomy. Dad, the world is getting dark now. I can feel it more and more. The people, they're developing a hatred for me. You wouldn't believe how much some people hate me. Many of them want to kill me. I don't even know these people, but they still hate me. Most of them are young. I walk down the street and they spit and kick at me. The girls call me ugly and they bother me the most. The guys just laugh. Anyhow, things will soon change for the better.
So
Clearly
signs of delusion already.
Yeah, talking about people spitting and kicking. I don't think
Did
that
Dad do
happened.
anything?
And people just laughing at him. Like that's,
Yeah.
he's just, yeah, he's got something going on.
I don't think anybody was even talking to him, to be honest. You know, it sounded like he was just a complete loner.
Yeah. Maybe stepmom got the letter and shredded it.
Just like, fuck this.
With this wacko coming down here to Florida.
Also, during this time, David started showing classic serial killer traits. He committed 1,488 arsons around New York and kept a diary of each one, where he referred to himself as, quote, the Phantom of the Bronx.
Loves nicknames, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's good at
This is
branding.
one of many we're going to get into, I think.
I would reference the McDonald triad, but we've already been corrected by our friends in Australia that it's no longer a thing.
And now you made me hungry because now I want a quarter pounder with cheese and a Big Mac and a fry.
I'm still interested in that, though. I mean, maybe it can't predict, but it does seem that a lot of these guys love setting fires and
Oh, yeah.
love killing animals.
Maybe when
and
we
shit.
get enough to get the soundboard, we can have some listeners call in and just explain that to us.
I would like that.
Some of the patrons, and we do a patron call-in show.
Yeah. David kept dwelling on this growing hatred of women that he had in his head until he decided that it was time to kill someone. On Christmas Eve 1975, he used a hunting knife to attack 2 women. One victim he claims to have attacked was never identified by the police, but the other was a teenage girl named Michelle Foreman. Like a lot of these guys, they find out that killing someone is way harder than they expected. David thought this was just going to be like a movie and he was going to stab her once and she was just going to fall down and die. But she started screaming, put up a fight, and...
He learned quick that people don't like to be stabbed.
Right. And then David ran away and he didn't successfully kill anyone that night. And then that's like even guys that strangle people, they always say their first victim,
one,
it's a lot harder than they thought.
Then they get into a groove.
I feel like someone like Richard Ramirez didn't have any issues with that.
No.
Mostly because he'll just beat you over the head while you're sleeping.
Yeah. Or shoot you.
Fight back.
Yeah. After this, David moved from the Bronx to a studio apartment in Yonkers. At this apartment, he would move next door to a man named Sam Carr, who had a black lab named Harvey. And David claimed that this dog was possessed by an ancient demon, and the son of that demon ordered him to start committing the murders. He also put blankets up over his windows and started writing things on his wall like, quote, "In this hole lives the wicked king. I kill for my master. I turn children into killers."
Okay.
Ooh, aggressive.
Yeah.
What kind of dog was this?
A black lab named Harvey.
Well, it's possible, I guess. Ancient demons are ancient demons, right? They can possess whatever they want.
But it wasn't even the ancient demon. It was the son of that ancient demon.
It's true. It's a good point.
It's like the millennial version of that demon. So it was really entitled and snooty and...
Maybe it was Black Shook.
Ooh. But that would be the dog itself, though, right?
Not Black Shook's son.
Yeah.
It's really getting complicated at this point.
Around this time, David drove down to Texas to visit a friend from the Army. And he had this friend buy him a gun because David didn't have a proper driver's license. So his friend bought him a .44 caliber Bulldog revolver, and that's where David's killing spree started. I kind of feel bad for the guy in Texas because he considered David his one of the best friends he's ever had in his life. I'm like, can't make another friend, man.
Here he went and armed him.
Poor guy.
Great.
Well, but I mean, I can't imagine David Berkowitz was that fun to hang around with.
Yeah, always being gloomy and depressed. And
Right, that's what I mean.
Maybe he should have just went down to Texas and lived with his
Just hung out
friend
with
out in
that
the
guy?
sun. He might have had a whole new outlook on life.
Yeah.
Gloomy New York City.
yeah, if he wasn't happy.
So when David got back to the Bronx, he quit his job as a security guard and got a job driving taxis so he could get used to knowing the streets better and look for victims.
Smart move.
On July 29th, 1976, around 1:10 a.m., Donna Loria, age 18, and Jody Valenti, age 19, were sitting in Jody's car in Pelham, Bronx, and they were just leaving. They had just gotten out of the Peachtree Disco. As Donna opened up the door to get out, David quickly walked towards the car and pulled out the .44 out of a brown paper bag and started shooting. Donna was shot in the head, killing her instantly, and Jody was hit in the thigh with a bullet. And then David just turned and walked, just took off down the street.
What do you get out of these kind of killings? Doesn't seem to be much to it. You know, you talk about Kemper and all these guys with their up close strangling and stuff.
Yeah,
But just walking up to a car and shooting and running.
I guess
I don't know.
maybe the thrill of doing it.
It's just
Well, doesn't he touch on that later?
Yeah.
Like he used to kind of get off thinking about the scenario, not necessarily the act, right? Wasn't it just like this? I mean, I guess we'll touch on that a little bit later.
Yeah.
To jump ahead.
It just seems like such a distant, non-pleasure. I don't know.
He's very rare for serial killers to use a gun.
Yeah,
A lot don't.
it's just so not
Many
really
don't.
hands-on.
Yeah, many don't use.
just a quick way to
Guns.
take out anger on women.
Yeah, it might be something to that. Yeah.
And then when he did, well, how did he tried stabbing that first girl? Maybe
didn't
that was
work.
too personal for him because you got to get up close. So a gun's just from a distance.
Yeah, that's true. Jody survived the attack, and when she was asked for a description, she said she didn't recognize the guy that shot her. She described him as 5'9", about 160 pounds with short dark hair. Neighbors, including Jody's father, reported seeing a similar man driving around the neighborhood in a yellow car a couple hours before the shooting. And initially, this crime was just lost in the mix of other murders in New York because at this time, New York had an average of 2,000 murders a year.
Yeah, that was crazy in the 70s in New York City.
Because I was looking up, like nowadays, it's like 400
Yeah.
a year is the average. So 2,000 is a lot of fucking
It was
people.
wild back then, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking killings.
Yeah. On October 23rd, 1976, Carl De Niro and Rosemary Keenan were sitting in Rosemary's car in Flushing, Queens, after spending the night at a bar with their friends. At 2:30 a.m., David walked up to the car and fired 5 quick shots directly at the window. Rosemary panicked and just started driving and didn't realize that Carl had been shot in the head. She drove back to the bar and their friends called an ambulance. Carl survived the attack, but had to get a metal plate put in his head to replace part of his skull. And from what I read, he was not the same
I'm sure.
ever again.
Are some people's skulls thicker?
I don't know.
I would imagine it's possible.
Yeah?
I don't know. Is that? I mean,
I don't know. I'm just asking a question. Seems like some of these people that can survive a 44 slug to the head. I guess it might
I
have
just
been
think it
at
would
an
be odd
angle
that
or whatever.
everyone's skull would be the exact same. I would
don't
imagine
know.
some might be a little thicker.
Well, you know what's interesting about the Bulldog 44, what I was reading about it, is it was designed for airplane cabins to fight back against hijackings, because there was a lot of
Really?
hijackings going on. So it was designed for real close, but it wasn't intended to be able to puncture like anything in the cockpit that would fuck the plane up. So it wasn't.
That's interesting.
It wasn't like a really powerful. Like you had to be really up close
interesting.
to do damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it is a smaller gun. Like, I think of Dirty Harry when I think of a 44 with that long ass,
Right.
with the
Oh,
snub
right.
nose. It's a lot smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Bulldog model was technically made for airplanes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, that is tiny. That's what she said.
Yeah, it's just a little guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's a cute little gun.
Police knew that the bullets came from a 44, but they were so damaged that they couldn't be linked to a certain gun. Carl had shoulder-length hair, and the police figured that the attacker probably thought that he was a woman. Rosemary's father was an NYPD detective who had been there for 20 years, so this started a massive investigation into what had happened here. But with the previous crime, police didn't have a motive, and neither Rosemary or Carl saw who attacked them. And this wasn't linked to the first crime either, because it happened in a different borough and was being investigated by a different police department. And they don't talk to each other. They didn't talk to each other back then. So.
And this is in the early days of profiling, and like you said, outside of the standard MO, with the gun use.
Right. On November 27th, 1976, Donna DeMasi, age 16, and Joanne Lamino, age 18, walked home after seeing a movie around midnight. They stood on the porch of Joanne's apartment in Bella Rose, Queens, and just talked for a bit when David walked up and started to ask for directions. And they said in a real high-pitched voice, David said, quote, "Can you tell me how to get?" And before he finished his sentence, he shot both of the girls once.
You mean he said, "Can you tell me how to get?"
Yeah.
To Sesame Street?
Can you tell me how to get? Bang, bang.
What a dickhead.
Yeah.
I hate this guy.
He fired more shots that hit the apartment building and then took off running away.
What was the point of the high-pitched voice?
I don't know.
To just
Who knows, right?
yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe
Just being
to
an
disguise his voice.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That's just weird.
Hey, girls, how do you get to...
I mean, that doesn't make him sound like more personable. That's kind of scary. You know what I mean? Like if you walked up and had like this weird fake
ugly ass guy with the...
Yeah. Like he
talking in
doesn't
the
look
high-pitched
like he has a high-pitched voice.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Any hoodles.
A neighbor heard the gunshots and came running out to find both of the girls on the ground wounded. And he said he saw a blonde-haired man leaving the area. Donna had been shot in the neck, but it wasn't a life-threatening wound. However, Joanne was shot in the back and hospitalized in serious condition. She would end up being paralyzed from the waist down for the rest of her life.
So we think he was wearing a wig? What's the deal with the blonde sightings?
We'll get into that later on, because that part's interesting. Something
interesting.
I honestly didn't know about it.
Yeah.
So, on January 30th, 1977, Christine Freund, age 26, and her fiance, John Deal, age 30, were sitting in John's car in Queens, getting ready to drive to a disco after seeing Rocky.
It's the second Rocky Balboa reference of the show. For those of you who are keeping score at home.
Around 12:40 a.m., 3 shots were fired into John's car. He panicked and started driving. He had some injuries from the glass breaking, but Christine had been shot twice and died hours later in the hospital. And again, neither of them saw who attacked them.
She said, at this point, maybe you're not sitting out in your car or somewhere in the middle of the night anymore?
You would think. I mean,
Had it become widespread yet, though? Like, I don't know. Had this made mainstream throughout
Like
New
it
York
wasn't
City?
publicized
Yeah.
enough where you would have your guard up like, yeah, that could
Like
be.
at this point, it might have still just been random killings and they hadn't put it all together, right?
And I guess when you have 2,000 murders in your city,
Yeah,
you're used to
that's
it,
true.
right? You're kind of immune to
So
those
I guess
stories.
if there's 2,000 murders, if you're in your city, you're not. I wouldn't be sitting in my car at night. Like I'd get out of my car, I'd go
True.
in my fucking house and lock the door,
yeah,
and then drink myself to a drunken stupor because I live in a city that's got 2,000 deaths a year.
right. Well, this is actually the murder that caused the police to issue a public statement that they could possibly link to all the others, because all the victims had been shot with a .44, and the killer seemed to target women with long dark hair. There were composite sketches released for a dark-haired man and a blonde-haired man, and the police said that they were looking for multiple suspects.
Were the dark-haired man and blonde-haired man described as looking the same? Like,
Just
was it
said
the same
dark.
face, just one with dark hair and one with blonde hair, or was there different descriptions for both men,
From what I have read, it's just the different hair.
but the same kind of face
Right.
description?
This is an interesting twist to this story.
Yeah. And you got to think, too, is those are coming from just a few people. Most didn't even see him, so they don't even know who to describe. They were just sitting in their car and just get shot.
And we'll talk about it later, but I think it raises the possibility that maybe there was other people involved in this.
Right. Yep. On March 8th, 1977, Virginia Voskerichian, age 19, was...
You got that name right, and you struggled with asphyxiation last week. Well, good for you, man. That's impressive.
She was walking home from school at Columbia University when she was approached by David pointing a gun at her. She held up her textbooks in front of her face in an attempt to shield herself, but a single bullet went through the books, hitting her in the head, killing her instantly.
God damn.
Yeah. I feel...
That's nuts, too, because some of those textbooks are huge. And
Yeah.
especially if we're saying these are bullets that maybe weren't meant to go through a lot of things.
Right. I don't know that there's something always about like descriptions where people are like defensive wounds to hands when people are getting stabbed, you know,
I
or
think
like
you mentioned
this.
that before.
Yeah. Or like this, like holding your, like you have nowhere else to go. You just hold your book up and.
Because it's so detailed, you can envision it.
Yeah.
And you would imagine like that could be something you would do, you know,
Right.
like just try to block and then fatal shot.
A man in the neighborhood heard the gunshots and he was running onto Virginia Street and he almost ran into David as he was fleeing the scene. The man described David as being chubby, clean shaven, wearing a sweater and a hat. And he said as he almost ran into David said, "Oh, Jesus," and pulled his hat over his face.
Do you think he said, "Oh, Jesus"?
Probably.
Not to be confused with the children of God who were saying, "Oh, Jesus." Oh. Or something like that.
Well, they had masturbatory rules they had to follow as required.
Yeah. Berkowitz was following the rules right there. Hey, he dabbled in different religions. Maybe he stumbled across children of God at one point.
He was just out doing some flirty fishing. This bulldog 44.
He came right as he was running into that guy. That's why he was saying, "Oh, Jesus."
On March 1st, 1977, the NYPD and public officials held a press conference officially stating that all these crimes were linked and that they had a serial killer on their hands. The media reported that the killer seemed to be targeting women with long dark hair and that were attending discos. They also dubbed David the 44 caliber killer. And that's where people start panicking. Women started dyeing their hair blonde.
You mean there was panic at the disco?
Good one. I like it.
It wrote itself.
Yeah, well, I mean, women were dyeing their hair blonde and buying wigs. Wig stores were selling out of wigs. People stopped going to discos for the most part, and
That documentary I was watching, they had like old news footage, like reporters out on the street stopping women and asking them if they think they're at risk because of their long dark hair. Are they worried? They're like, "Yeah, asshole, I'm worried."
The fuck do you think? You little bitch.
Crazy.
yeah, I mean, I would imagine that the discos were probably a pretty big thing in New York City.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so the disco business was down and the wig stores were up. Wig stores were probably loving it.
That was great.
How many
for
people
them.
are buying
Meanwhile,
fucking
the
wigs?
discos are putting up like out of business signs,
Right.
boarding up their windows.
Maybe it was a plot by the owners of the wig stores and they hired him to do this.
Maybe it was a plot by rock and roll to kill disco.
Maybe so.
Something to think about. We're not saying, we're just saying.
Just supposing.
On April 17th, 1977, Alexander Esau, age 30, and Valentina Suriani, age 18, were sitting in Valentina's car near the Bronx when David fired his .44 into the car. Alexander and Valentina were both shot twice. Valentina died at the scene of the crime, and Alexander died at the hospital a few hours later. But while he was being attended to, he wasn't able to give a description of anything. It sounded like he wasn't really able to talk.
Yeah.
Close to Valentina's body, police found a handwritten letter addressed to NYPD Captain Joseph Borelli.
Lots of dopey misspellings.
Yeah, a lot of misspellings. So here's his famous letter.
I am deeply hurt by your calling me a woman hater. I am not, but I am a monster. I am the son of Sam. I am a little brat. When Father Sam gets drunk, he gets mean. He beats his family. Sometimes he ties me up to the back of the house. Other times he locks me in the garage. Sam loves to drink blood. Go out and kill, commands Father Sam. Behind our house some rest, mostly young, raped and slaughtered, their blood drained, just bones now. Papa Sam keeps me locked in the attic, too. I can't get out, but I look out the attic window and watch the world go by. I feel like an outsider. I am on a different wavelength than everybody else, programmed to kill. However, to stop me, you must kill me. Attention all police. Shoot me first. Shoot to kill or else. Keep out of my way or you will die. Papa Sam is old now. He needs some blood to preserve his youth. He's had too many heart attacks. Too many heart attacks. Ugh, me hoot, it hurts, sonny boy. I miss my pretty princess most of all. She's resting in Our Lady's house, but I'll see her soon. I am the monster, Beelzebub, the chubby behemoth. I love to hunt. Prowling the streets looking for fair game, tasty meat. The women of Queens are the prettiest of all. I must be the water they drink. I live for the hunt, my life. Blood for Papa. Mr. Borelli, sir, I don't want to kill anymore. No, sir, no more, but I must honor thy father. I want to make love to the world. I love people. I don't belong on earth. Return me to Yahoos. To the people of Queens, I love you. And I want to wish all of you a happy Easter. May God bless you in this life and in the next. And for now I say goodbye and good night. Police, let me haunt you with these words. I'll be back. I'll be back. To be interpreted as bang, 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 bank, bang, Yours in murder, Mr. Monster.
I hate this fucking guy. Oh my God.
A lot of random words. Why is bang, 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 bank, bang?
He had all kind of misspellings in there.
So you think that was just a misspelling? How can it be?
Maybe it was Ian's typo.
But he said he copied and pasted
Yeah,
from the actual letter.
Kidding. I know.
I don't know why.
I wanted it to be a typo. I didn't have to read some of that. It hurts.
Or Weeman, how he spelled that.
Weeman.
Oh, I think I just read it as women.
Is this just an act to make people think he's crazy?
I think so.
He knows he'll eventually be caught and just setting up the insanity defense.
It's creepy as fuck, the letter. And especially for in the 70s when no one's used to that.
It is out there.
Yeah. Because initially the police only released part of the letter to the media, and so he was no longer the .44 caliber killer. Now he was the son of Sam.
Son of Sam sounds better anyways.
Fuck yeah, and it's creepy because then you're thinking like, who's Sam?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Sam?
I didn't think of that, but yeah, back then you'd be like, okay, well, wait a minute, who the fuck's Sam? What are we doing here?
Like maybe Sam's worse than this guy. So the police were receiving tons of tips with people claiming to know who the son of Sam was. There was ex-wives and ex-girlfriends calling in on their former lovers for revenge.
Nice.
People who owed...
People are such pieces of shit.
Oh, man.
There's people getting murdered, and they're just out for revenge on their ex because they didn't call you back or they dumped you or whatever.
There was one that I was reading with this ex-wife, this account of this ex-wife calling in and saying like, oh, my husband has a thing for girls, or my ex-husband has a thing for girls with long dark hair. And
oh my gosh,
the police are like, yeah, okay, all right, lady.
Yeah. Thanks for the tip. We'll add it to the 4 million other tips we just got in the last hour.
Well, there were even people who owed money to like loan sharks and shit that were calling in to blame it on them to buy some time.
That's really fun.
Now, see, that I get a little more. You're just trying to not get killed.
That's some creative shit right there.
Like Jimmy the Chin's going to break my kneecaps today, so I'm going
But you know what?
to call him as the son of Sam.
I think he loves women with long dark hair. Maybe I should call him in.
And there were ones where there were some reports out there where people were caught with like having a 44, and before the police get there was like mobs of people like, hey, that asshole's got a 44. That's the son of Sam. Like,
God
beat
damn.
the fuck out of people.
Gosh.
The whole city was going nuts over this. So on May 30th, 1977, Daily News reporter Jimmy Breslin received a letter from David. The letter was postmarked from Englewood, New Jersey, on the same day as May 30th, and had, quote, blood and family, darkness and death, absolute depravity, 44, written on the back side of the envelope. And the letter said,
hello from the gutters of New York City, which are filled with dog manure, vomit, stale wine, urine, and blood. Hello from the sewers of New York City, which swallow up these delicacies when they are washed away by the sweeper trucks. Hello from the cracks in the sidewalks of New York City, and from the ants that dwell in these cracks and feed in the dried blood of the dead that has settled into the cracks. JB, I'm just dropping you a line to let you know that I appreciate your interest in those recent and horrendous 44 caliber killings. I also want to tell you that I read your column daily, and I find it quite informative. Tell me, Jim, what will you have for July 29th? You can forget about me if you like, because I don't care for publicity. However, you must not forget Donna Laria, and you cannot let people forget her either. She was a very, very sweet girl, but Sam's a thirsty lad, and he won't let me stop killing until he gets his fill of blood. Mr. Breslin, sir, don't think that because you haven't heard from me for a while that I went to sleep. No, rather, I am still there. Like a spirit roaming the night, thirsty, hungry, seldom stopping to rest, anxious to please Sam. I love my work. Now the void has been filled. Perhaps we shall meet face to face someday, or perhaps I will be blown away by cops with smoking 38s. Whatever, if I shall be fortunate enough to meet you, I will tell you all about Sam if you like, and I will introduce you to him. His name is Sam the Terrible. Not knowing what the future holds, I shall say farewell, and I will see you at the next job. Or should I say, you will see my handiwork at the next job. Remember, Miss Laria. Thank you. In their blood and from the gutter, Sam's creation, 44 caliber. Here are some names to help you along. Forward them to the inspector for use by NCIC. The Duke of Death, the Wicked King Wicker, the 22 Disciples of Hell, John Wheaties, rapist and suffocator of young girls. P.S. Please inform all the detectives working the slaying to remain. P.S. J.B. Please inform all of the detectives working the case that I wish them the best of luck. Keep 'em digging, drive on, think positive, get off your butts, knock on coffins, etc. Upon my capture, I promise to buy all the guys working the case a new pair of shoes if I can get up the money. Son of Sam.
An asshole.
What the fuck?
That's something.
New pair of shoes, huh?
I'm telling you.
Do you think
man.
they were Yeezys?
Doubtful. Going through BTK's letters. Say what you will about him. He was good at branding and good at writing letters, Son of Sam.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Writing these letters, but of course, he doesn't care for the publicity.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he's sending letters to newspaper editors.
Yeah. I wish I could remember some of the BTK names he came up for himself off the top of my head because they were all fucking terrible.
Terrible.
But then you got David Berkowitz out here, the Wicked King of Wicker. I like that one.
Yeah, what the fuck does it mean?
I don't know.
You gonna start using that now? You can get that tattooed across your shoulders.
Wicked King of Wicker.
Better go with mine, Wicked Clown's tattoo on my back for ICP.
The Hatchet Man.
That's right. Psychopathic Records.
That's terrible.
Whoop whoop.
So underneath this, the Son of Sam signature was a symbol that combined several different symbols. It almost looked like a...
Like a mashup.
Yeah.
Weird.
Looked like a sigil.
What's that?
Like a chaos magic symbol or sigil. That's what it reminded me of, where you combine a bunch of different letters together and shit, which is kind of interesting for what we get into later. So Breslin notified the police and they began trying to make sense of the letter. They were digging through everything and they even attended a private screening of The Wicker Man to try and...
That's a cool movie.
Yeah, but with the whole Wicked King of Wicker thing, trying to figure out if there was something to that or what.
Is The Wicker Man a horror movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's I think it's like 73, and then there was a remake with Nicolas Cage, what, about a decade ago?
Maybe. I'm sure it's awesome.
It was good. They're both good.
Is the original better, though, probably?
Yeah.
I like
have to
Nicolas
watch
Cage.
Creepy.
though.
Yeah.
I want to watch it just so I understand more about this nickname, the Wicker Man of Wicked Witch or
I
whatever.
think he
it
just
is.
pulled it out of his ass.
He just liked alliteration.
He was sitting in a fucking wicker chair at his apartment.
Well, what about John Wheaties, rapist and suffocator of young girls?
He was eating a bowl of Wheaties in his wicker chair.
John Wheaties. Let me jot that down. Duke of Death's underrated too. That's a good
what I'm
one.
saying.
It's not bad, that one.
He's got some branding going on. So the New York Daily published the letter a week later after working on an agreement with the police to withhold some of it. This issue of the New York Daily still holds the paper's highest recorded sales, with 1.1 million copies being sold that day. The police received thousands of more tips, but none of them were worthwhile. They were all useless.
That's a huge amount of newspapers in
Fuck
one
yeah.
day. God damn.
Yep. They went platinum in one day.
So on June 26, 1977...
Does the New York Daily News are they still around? And it's hard to keep up with what newspapers are still around nowadays.
Isn't that the newspaper that has the page 6 stories? And
Is that
stuff?
what it is? That's I
Maybe.
think so.
I think so.
That's some kind of daily news.
Yeah.
Isn't the New York Post the one that posts... like they
Maybe
have,
that's the New York Post.
They have like the nonsense headlines and shit all the time.
Maybe that's what
Like
I'm
Bat
thinking
Boy?
of.
No, not that bad, but...
Well, wait a minute now. What's bad about Bat Boy?
Oh, there's nothing bad about
They always
Bat
just
Boy.
do wordy,
Yeah.
punny kind of headlines.
That would be a
and
fun
stuff.
bonus episode one day. Is
Bat Boy?
Or just get a couple of those newspapers
And
or
read 'em.
articles and go through some of them.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I remember not that long when Anthony Weiner just got out of jail or
He said
something.
wiener.
They had some ridiculous ass headline about him getting out of prison or whatever.
Yeah, they're still around. I'm on their site right now. You can get a trial off for 10 weeks for 99 cents if you're interested.
Is it daily or it's the weekly one you said?
New York Daily News.
10 weeks for
daily.
10 weeks for 99 cents?
It seems like a deal, right?
Sign up. It's going to like automatically. It's like 10 cents for like the first few, and then you're going to start getting charged. Dave, you should do it and then let us know.
I'll get on that right after the show.
Do it for the bonus. The patrons demand it.
So on June 26, 1977, Sal Lupo, age 20, and Judy Placido, age 17, had left the Eliphas Disco in Bayside, Queens, and were sitting in Sal's car. At 3 a.m., David walked up to the car and fired 3 quick shots. Sal was wounded by the glass on his right forearm, and Judy was shot in the right temple, shoulder, and back of the neck, and both of them survived.
Lucky.
Yeah, but that's the thing that you were saying earlier about why are you sitting in your car? The whole city's in a fucking panic at this point, and you're just hanging out in your car.
They literally did what you're not supposed to do.
Right.
Yeah, and he's got to be really close because it's not easy, I think, to shoot people through a car window like that unless you're right up on it, right?
Yeah, he would have to just walk straight up to it and start
right
shooting.
up on him.
But then again, if he's doing that and he's up, like they're not going to see his face. You know, he might just be holding the gun down at his waist, and he walks so close, they just look and see chest and stomach, and boom, boom, he's shooting. Unless he is down and looking at him, but...
Well, a lot of these couples were in a conversation talking to each other. Some of them were, like, kissing and making out and shit, so they're not paying attention, and some guy just walks up, and, you know, it's just not wise after the whole city's in a panic and warning you not to do it. You're just hanging out.
Dude's trying to get a hand job, and boom, next thing you know, you're dead.
Yeah, exactly.
So neither of them had seen David, but 2 eyewitnesses said they saw a dark-haired man running from the scene, and one of them said that he got into a car and was able to provide police with a partial license plate number. The witness also said that a blonde-haired man was driving. So again, police were still on this thing of multiple perpetrators.
So right after this happened, that whole that big blackout in New York City was in the middle of July too.
Oh,
where the power was out across the whole city.
Right.
That's that Spike Lee movie, Summer of Sam.
Yeah.
So I'm sure the whole, 2 nights of no power across the whole city. So the air conditioners were out. So people were probably all congregating outside with this maniac.
But then if all the discos were closed, then they're safe.
I bet it was nuts on a couple days.
When did that happen? When was the blackout?
July 13th and 14th.
Of 77?
Yeah, right in between here.
That movie shows a good job of people just taking like vigilante shit upon themselves and thinking.
Did it? Yeah, I don't remember exactly, but
they suspect like it's like, oh, that guy's kind of odd. He must be the son of Sam. Beat his ass.
Gosh.
Just stay home.
And you call New York City your favorite city in America.
I love New York. It's a lot of fun.
Town.
Times Square's fun.
I've actually not been.
It's
on my list, but
I don't enjoy Times Square. That's too many people for me, but it's something you should see once.
I don't disagree.
I liked it. I could not live anywhere remotely close in there, man. That would be...
Oh, I would. I love it.
Stressful as fuck.
You can get anything you want at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Well, it's everything.
Nice. It's great.
If I'm laying in bed and I want some chicken tenders and ranch at 3 a.m., I'm going to get it.
I love it.
Yeah, there was the guy that got me with the fucking flower thing because I was walking with a girl.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, when he handed you one and you kept walking, and he's like, no, you got to pay.
I'm like, get the fuck out of here, man. He was like, don't try and pull that shit
those
on
Hare
me.
Krishnas? Is that what those were?
I don't know if it's a Hare Krishna.
I saw them last time I was there.
Yeah, he was like, he handed me, and I'm like, all right, whatever, dude. And I started walking away. He was like running after me, telling me it was like $10 or something. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, dude. I'm not giving you any money.
Damn.
Yeah, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
I like Washington, D.C. That and Minneapolis, I think, are my 2 favorite cities. I think we've talked about this before.
D.C.'s a lot. I love D.C.
D.C.'s fun.
Yeah, I like the Carolinas in Georgia.
Those are all nice. D.C.'s nice, too, because like, everything's free. Like, all the museums and exhibits and stuff.
Lots to do.
Just go straight up there.
It's no Cleveland, Ohio, but,
Well, nothing is.
So on the 1-year anniversary, police ramped up the surveillance of Queens and the Bronx, where David had previously attacked. But in the early hours of July 31st, 1977, David would commit his final murder in Brooklyn.
What a dick.
Well, he had to have known. In his letter, he said the 29th. He cited that the 1-year anniversary, something was going to happen.
But people are like, all right, we're going to stay out of the Bronx, stay out of Queens. We're going to hang out in Brooklyn tonight. So this asshole's in Brooklyn now.
Stacy Moskowitz and Robert Violante, both were age 20, were parked in Robert's car in Bath Beach, Brooklyn. They were kissing when David approached the car and fired 4 shots into the window, shooting both Stacy and Robert in the head before running away. Robert would survive, losing one of his eyes, but Stacy died from the gunshot. That same night, Cecilia Davis was walking her dog when she saw a patrol officer named Michael Cataneo issue a ticket to a car that was parked in front of a fire hydrant. On her way back home, she saw a young man look at the ticket and throw it on the ground. She walked past him and said it looked like he had something dark in his hand. And then moments later, she heard gunshots and ran home. So she heard the gunshots from the Stacy Moskowitz murder.
This is just dumb luck that this happened.
It's usually how a lot of these assholes get caught.
Yeah.
4 days later, she contacted police with what she had seen, and police went through every car that had been ticketed that night, and they found that a 1970 yellow Ford Galaxy belonging to a David Berkowitz was one of the cars that got a ticket that night.
Sloppy. Very sloppy. Maybe when you're out killing people, you shouldn't park in front of a fire hydrant.
Also, don't have a yellow car.
Yeah.
Didn't Bumblebutt have like a yellow car?
I think he had a Ford Galaxy as well.
Yeah. We posted a picture of it.
Murdermobile.
Yeah. David's was a 4-door, though. From what I saw. Kemper had a 2-door, which was even more ridiculous for how big he was.
Big ass getting out of that thing.
On August 10th, 1977, police investigated David's car while it was parked outside his apartment building. They were just looking in the windows, and they noticed that there was a rifle in the back seat, and this gave them probable cause to actually search his vehicle. Inside, they found a duffel bag filled with ammunition, maps of the crime scenes, and a threatening letter addressed to Inspector Timothy Dowd.
This guy thought people would never catch him. That's pretty brazen, leaving all that shit laying around.
Yeah, very sloppy.
They all get so cocky.
Yeah.
We just talked about, who did we just, Wayne Williams was.
He was real cocky out there with his press conference.
Yeah, they just feel like they're above it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very arrogant, most of them.
Wasn't it Jerry Brudos, too, also was like letting them search his home? Or
Oh, yeah, he was...
Hey, look around, guys. Here, take some of this rope.
Mounted tit desk weight. Like, I guess I'd feel brave, too, if a car crashed into my garage, police came to the scene, never bothered to look in the garage and see the body hanging there.
Yeah.
You start to feel invincible. Like, the cops are so fucking dumb, they're never going to be able to catch me.
Yeah. Police waited outside for David to leave instead of risking a shootout in the apartment building. Because, I mean, they're probably thinking, just based off the letters, this guy's out of his fucking mind. We're not going to go in there and storm the place and have a shootout with other people around.
Like he's got like a Gatling gun in his apartment. He just starts unloading through the walls.
They also wanted a search warrant for his apartment, so nothing could be challenged in court. Finally, David left his apartment at 10 p.m. that night, and once he was in his car, Detective John Falatico came up from around the side of the car and pointed his gun at David's temple, and David just smiled and said, quote, "Well, you got me. How come it took you such a long time?"
That sounds familiar. Like I've heard other people do that when they got caught. Some of these other clowns we've talked about.
Did we talk about someone who said something like that?
I don't know. Sounds very familiar. Maybe not.
It very well could be.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys are just think it's... I know one of the cops said something I was watching, and he had like this really strong New York accent, and said like when they caught him, he was like, he had a dumb look on his face, smiling, thinking it was a kid's game, but you could imagine it like a really strong Brooklyn thing. Yeah, it was funny.
Plus, you look at a picture of Berkowitz, he always had a dumb look on his face. His face is just dumb.
And one of the other cops said it was like talking to a head of cabbage. Talking to it.
My gosh.
So when police searched David's apartment, it was just a complete like clusterfuck of stuff everywhere. And and the walls were covered in satanic graffiti, like those quotes, like that one quote about turning kids into killers and shit. They also found diaries that he had kept since he was 21 years old, and those detailed all those arsons. And I forgot to bring this up at the beginning because this story is just fucking wild. When he was going on that arson run, at one of his old apartments that he lived in, he would send his neighbor downstairs like the weird Son of Sam letters. Before he started killing, he was sending this guy these weird ass threatening letters. But on multiple times, he tried to burn down his own apartment building, and he left a bag on fire on that guy's front stoop trying to burn his place down. When that didn't work a second time, he left another bag on fire and then just threw a bunch of 22 bullets into it, and they just started fucking shooting everywhere.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I don't know why that guy never called the cops on him, or it's like this asshole just fucking lit a bag on fire and threw 22 bullets in there. But
you're supposed to do flaming bag of dog shit, not 22 rounds. That's dog not funny.
Dog shit's funny. Bullets, not so much.
Yeah, it's just an interesting side note I forgot to mention because I was just picturing that in my head. I'm like, man, that's a fucking wild ass scene.
Yeah.
So around 1 a.m. that night, Mayor Abraham Beam came to the police station to see David for himself. David didn't say anything, just stared at him. And afterwards, the mayor said, quote, "The people of New York can rest easy because of the fact the police have captured a man whom they believe is the son of Sam."
Yay.
On August 11th, 1977, David just quickly confessed all the shootings and told the whole story about Sam Carr's black lab named Harvey and the whole possession thing, and that he wanted to plead guilty to the crimes. On September 19th, 1977, David was allowed to start communicating with the media, and he sent a letter to the New York Post alluding to the suspicion that he had accomplices, saying, quote, "There are other sons out there. God help the world."
So is he just doing this now all for attention? Like wanting to confess to all the crimes, but now saying that he had accomplices and there's other people? Like what's his end game
here? He bounces back and forth a lot between stuff.
He's just trying to make the story more interesting.
I think part of the thing of wanting to plead guilty is so no one could challenge his bullshit in court, and he could just say, "I'm guilty," and no one would, question the whole Son of Sam thing. No one,
So he can like keep that story to live on because he confessed to all of it. He's guilty, and now here's the Son of Sam story.
Because we'll see that in a little bit here when he gets called out on that.
Yeah.
3 mental health examinations found David competent to stand trial. His lawyers wanted him to plead not guilty due to reason of insanity, but David refused. And on May 8th, 1978, he entered a guilty plea to all the shootings. At his sentencing, he tried to jump out of the courtroom window, and
maybe that's where Bundy got his move from.
Just hop out the window and run away.
I wish there was video of that.
Well, when he was restrained, he started repeatedly saying, and they said it was like chanting, that Stacy was a whore, and then yelled that I'd kill her again, I'd kill all of them again.
Stacy was a whore. Stacy was a whore. I'd kill her again. I'd kill them all again.
The court ordered another mental examination of David, but again, he was found competent to stand trial.
They're like, he's just a fucking asshole.
Right.
He's not insane.
Yeah. On June 12, 1978, he was sentenced to 25 years to life in prison for each murder to be served consecutively. He was sent to Attica Correctional Facility, and due to the conditions of his guilty plea, he was eligible for parole in 2002. But we'll get into his parole shit in a little bit.
He's out right now, right? Just living a normal life, had a couple kids.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We'll see you guys next week.
So for anybody that's seen Mindhunter,
nobody who listens to our show watches Mindhunter.
Yeah. They depict it as the Holden Ford character, which would be John Douglas, was the one to push back against David's his stories, but it was really Robert Ressler in real life, and he was the first person to push back against the whole Son of Sam stuff, and basically told him just cut the bullshit.
He's like, you're a fraud. He had him pegged from day one.
Yeah, quit with the fucking possession shit. Just tell the truth. He interviewed him 3 times. They interviewed him 3 times, and Wrestler was able to get David to finally admit that the whole demon dog story was just a way for investigators to think he was insane if they caught him. David also told Wrestler the real reason for the killings was out of resentment towards his birth mother and not being able to establish relationships with women.
That's a little more plausible now.
Yeah. Not Harvey the Black Lab.
Yeah.
Was there record, I don't know if you touched on this, I missed it, that he actually tried to establish relationships with women? Like, he was antisocial. He never even tried to, like, go out with girls, did he?
There are some accounts that talk about prostitutes and while he was stationed in Korea, but
those were our accounts. No,
Yeah.
sorry.
but nothing ever came of it. He just,
So he was upset he couldn't maintain a relationship with the prostitute?
I mean,
Maybe he didn't know how that relationship works.
mean,
Once you
that's-
pay them, they leave.
Well, I think we're still claiming he's a virgin to this day, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's no excuse, but that would suck if you can't even do it with the pay for it.
Yeah.
But why couldn't he? I guess is my
The social awkwardness of it.
like he was so socially awkward that the prostitutes were like, "No way, dude."
That's what it sounded like. Yeah.
It's a serious case of blue balls. I mean, goddamn.
Yeah.
Was he like 66 now?
Yeah.
Well, but he would beat off, right? That's what he
Yeah.
said. So he is at least getting himself off. But man,
Yeah.
one girl. If he could have had one girl, maybe he would have saved all these lives.
That's why I said in the beginning of this that he's like the blueprint for this.
Incels.
Yeah, the whole incel thing. These miserable fucks online that blame women for the fact that they
Have no game?
are just socially awkward. Like, change something about yourself, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't be creepy. Be normal.
And-
Girls will talk to you. It's not very difficult. Just be friendly.
Yeah, it's those
Shave,
incel
shave your
boards.
neck beard. Stop
Those-
sweating all the time.
Yeah,
You talking to me?
those incel boards, man. Those are some wild ass places just to go and read that
Jesus.
shit.
I don't even know what incel boards are.
Incel, involuntary celibacy, right?
Yeah.
Involuntary celibate, or
Involuntary.
Sorry, I
celibacy.
asked.
Yeah. Can't get a girl, so it's all their fault.
So they have like just little support groups for being weirdos because they can't get girls.
Yeah, but they're usually pretty violent. Or
Oh,
some of them turn out to be violent. Yeah, it's a really toxic
Like a breeding ground for
breeding ground for
violence towards
assholes.
women.
Yeah, and they all had their standards were all so fucking high on those things. They all think that they just like deserve to be like date a model or and all this shit.
Clowns.
So
Just
stupid.
clowns.
Yeah. So David said that he would become sexually aroused by the thrill of killing and just stalking the victims. He said he stalked people nightly, and when he couldn't find someone to attack, he would just go back to one of the crime scenes and reenact the crime. So I don't know what that means. If he like got out of his car and was like,
It was like he was just like LARPing.
like finger guns out there.
Pew pew. How's that go, Dave? We still have that noise?
Somewhere.
Pew
Pew pew pew pew.
And then in his pants, he's going pew 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 pew. He's got to run home and change.
Well, he was very adamant that even though he went home to masturbate after stalking and killing, his crimes were not sexually motivated.
So they weren't sexually motivated, but after the fact, he would get turned on by thinking about them.
That's according to his words. What it sounded like from him is he didn't want to sound like a pervert or something to the world.
I mean, shooting girls in the head is one thing, but being a perv.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that's the least of your worries there, Pally.
Yeah, I think he didn't want to be lumped in with guys like Kemper.
So there
stuff like that.
there is thought that then this was all sexually motivated. It wasn't just an anger towards women.
That there
because
was
of
some
his moms.
sexual motivation
There was some
to
sexual
it.
motivation to it, but he claims no.
I mean, the fact that
No,
he's
I just
going
went home and beat off after every
Maybe
kill.
that was secondary. Secondary motivation. Yeah.
But he's claiming none. I absolutely can believe it's part.
Sure.
You would have to.
I
if
mean,
you're just
I
gonna-
don't believe it is. He's going home and beating off after every kill.
Right.
So shortly after the sessions with Wrestler, David publicly admitted that the demonic possession stuff was a hoax. He said that he had been thinking about murdering people for a long time, and it was just to get revenge on a world that he felt rejected him and hurt him. So basically the
Aww.
crybaby incel bullshit.
We should just do an episode on incel one time and just fucking slay them.
That's we could.
Then they're going to be out here with AR-15s and slaying us.
We're not women.
So in 1987, David became an evangelical Christian in prison.
Oh, isn't that nice?
According to him, he converted when reading a Bible that had been given to him by another inmate. He said that he's no longer to be referred as Son of Sam and now wants to be called Son of Hope.
It's inspiring that he was able to find God in the Bible and turn his life around, and now he's accepted into heaven.
You know what's so fucking stupid about that stuff, though, that I can't stand is like Ted Bundy. Remember, his last interview was with that preacher, that evangelical guy, and it was like, oh, God has forgiven them.
There you go, Christians. These are the assholes you're going to be in heaven with. Have fun.
Yeah, I don't like that whole...
Hope there's no discos.
I mean, do whatever you want. I don't give a fuck what people believe in, but when you start saying that people are like forgiven for all this shit and stuff, it's like, no. And I know the people, if you guys remember from Columbine, the girl, that whole myth of the girl that said yes thing, where one of them supposedly said, do you believe in God? And she said yes. And
I remember that, yeah.
Those people that concocted that whole thing like have clung on to David Berkowitz's like this whole redemption thing. And that whole story is a myth. That didn't even happen.
Really?
It's a myth, yeah.
Okay.
So it's just stupid, obnoxious shit.
For the record, there's no discos in heaven. Jesus likes rock and roll. His favorite band was Sister Hazel.
Sister Hazel.
So then we get to 1993. This is stuff that I did not know about this case. So David announced in a press conference that he had been involved in a cult called the Process Church of the Final Judgment, and that he killed only 3 of the Son of Sam victims, Donna Loria, Alexander Esau, and Valentina Suriani.
In 1993, why is David even talking to the press?
Bored?
Like, is he writing
cell?
letters, I'm assuming?
They just did an interview with him not that long ago. I mean...
Why are we giving these people microphones? Why are
Same
people
reason.
giving us microphones? Like, some people just shouldn't be allowed to talk, us included.
Yeah, he's just, I don't know. I mean, he's one of the top 5, so if he's willing to talk, people are going to watch it.
I mean, I guess, they're going to get ratings and money and whatever.
Yeah.
What did you say, the top 5?
I would think so.
See, he's rating them on his serial killerness. He's the one giving him the glamour.
Well, that's true. We got to keep a board in here of the top 5 for all of our topics.
We'll have like those magnets you can move up the list when someone goes higher.
I think Jeffrey Dahmer is probably number 1 of all time, right? Most popular.
I don't know. I learn about these people as we go.
I would assume either him or Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
We drop into teasers for future Necronomipod
John Wayne
episodes.
Gacy.
Yeah, he's up there. So,
yeah.
So this whole Process Church of the Final Judgment thing, that's a full episode on itself. It's a offshoot of Scientology, but they ended in 1975, but then like these splinter groups spawned out of it that were just calling themselves the Process. There's stuff about them like sacrificing German Shepherd dogs because like the strong bloodline of German Shepherds.
Seems uncalled for.
And there's like evidence to suggest that going around in New York at this time because they had found some mutilated German Shepherds and shit.
Interesting.
Yeah, this is where the story gets really, really weird. So in this new version of the story, David said that other shooters were involved and that he fired the gun only in the first attack, which was the Loria and Valentini one, and the 6th, Esau and Siriani. He said that he and several other cult members were involved in every incident by planning the events, providing early surveillance of the victims, and acting as lookouts and drivers at the crime scenes. So that kind of fits in with the blonde-haired guy that was seen driving David away from one of these.
How long were these people sitting in parked cars, though, that you would have early surveillance? I don't know what that means exactly.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
not like you're staking out someone's house. How would you know they're even going to be there at that time? Interesting.
Yeah. Or unless you're, maybe watching someone's patterns, but I don't know. David said that he could not provide the names of most of his accomplices without putting his family directly at risk.
What fucking family?
Yeah, what a
does he have?
family.
I guess it's
That mother-in-law that hates his ass down in
Nat
Florida?
and the bitchy mother-in-law?
She's like, David who? No fucking David.
From what we learned, he'd be pretty happy to see her at risk.
Right. So among David's alleged unnamed associates was a female cult member who he claims fired the gun at De Niro and Keenan. They survived because this alleged accomplice was unfamiliar with the recoil of a .44 Bulldog. David said that at least 5 cult members at the Freund and Deal shooting, but the actual shooter was a prominent cult associate who had been brought in from outside New York, and David didn't know why they brought this person in. This cult member only identified himself by a nickname, Manson 2.
Okay. This is going off the rails now.
He said another unnamed person was the gunman in the Moskowitz and Violante case. This was a male cult member who had arrived from North Dakota for the killing without any explanation. David did name 2 cult members, John and Michael Carr, 2 men who were sons of the dog owner, Sam Carr, and they lived by on Warburton Avenue.
They were the sons of the dog owner. The dog was possessed by the son of
the demon.
The demon.
Right.
He's just trolling at this point.
Well, there's proof that there's substantial evidence that John and Michael Carr actually were involved in one of these process groups.
All right, maybe he's not just trolling at this point.
Both of these other sons of Sam were long dead. John Carr had been killed by a shooting that was ruled to be a suicide in North Dakota during 78, and Michael Carr had been in a fatal car accident in 79.
So these 2 brothers died within a year of each other?
Yeah.
Wow.
David claimed the actual perpetrator of the Damascus and Lamino shooting was John Carr, and he added that a Yonkers police officer that was also a cult member was involved in this crime. And he claimed that Michael Carr fired the shots at Lupo and Placido. There's the other thing. There was another piece that showed that he could have been, that kind of led people to believe that he was involved with the 2 Carr brothers, because in the one letter he says, son of Sam has many, or Father Sam has many heart attacks than that first letter. Mm-hmm. And Sam Carr had multiple heart attacks in real life. And there's a lot more you can go into with that, but due to actual verifiable evidence like the Carr brothers and stuff, the investigators never believed that he acted alone, and the case was reopened in 1996. It never went anywhere. They couldn't really prove anything, but it's still open to this day because they don't believe that he did this by himself.
There's enough there to make you think about it.
Yeah.
Especially the blonde guy sighting.
That was seen multiple times.
Yeah,
and the police never thought
here.
that he did it alone.
Based on that?
Based on that, and I guess other things about the crime scenes and stuff. But so, because the case is open, police thought that he had accomplices, but John Douglas and Robert Ressler from the FBI Behavioral Science Unit, they both fully believed that based on their interviews with him that he acted alone. They said that he wouldn't have the social skills to interact with other people and coordinate something.
That's true. I mean, he didn't have that.
Right.
At least.
Couldn't even pay a hooker. He's going to get involved in like a murderous cult conspiracy.
Yeah. It's that process church thing is really interesting. But so before his first parole hearing in 2002, David sent a letter to New York Governor George Pataki asking that it be canceled. He wrote, quote, "In all honesty, I believe that I deserve to be in prison for the rest of my life. I have, with God's help, long ago come to the terms with my situation and have accepted my punishment."
I have accepted my punishment.
So they rejected it and it never even happened. But so he's entitled to a parole hearing every 2 years. And it's mandated by state law.
Man, that's often.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was New York state law.
You got to go in there like Red and Shawshank and give them some lip, and then they stamp it approved. Yeah. That's how it works.
As soon as he stopped caring is when they let him go.
Right. But he's consistently refused to ask for his release, and he skipped a couple of the hearings.
Just slept in that day, decided not to go.
Fuck it, I'm not going. In his 2016 hearing, David said that while parole was, quote, unrealistic, he felt that he had improved himself behind bars, adding, quote, "I feel I am no risk whatsoever." And his lawyer, Mark Heller, noted that prison staff considered David to be a model prisoner, but they denied his parole.
Good.
And he's
a
still
good decision.
he's still in prison and 66 years old.
And he will die there.
Yes.
What a fucking maniac.
It's interesting, man.
It's interesting.
So I said, say what you will about him, but the letters are creepy as fuck. He had some good names for himself.
Yeah, I think he knew what he was doing. He just wanted to throw people off, keep things maybe exciting for him.
Yeah. I don't think he was crazy. I think he's just like that lone, like we were saying, that lone killer that's inadequate or feels
Hates
inadequate.
the world for it.
Yeah.
It's going to kill some women.
And he just decided to make up some crazy ass story and roll with it. Because I'm pretty sure if I read things correctly, he's back to the Son of Sam story now again. Like
He recanted.
that the dog is back in charge of everything.
He wasn't having fun anymore with the story, so he had to go back to that one and keep things fresh for him.
Yeah,
That's when he got the most notoriety and attention. So
Son of Hope isn't very good.
It's not great.
No,
doesn't flow.
Son of Sam, however, I just think back in the day, man, 70s, everybody's freaking out. That comes out. Everyone's like, who the fuck is Sam? Who's controlling this guy? You know?
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
I mean, it terrorized the city for a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not enough to keep these people from necking and parking in the cars.
Right.
Necking. So, lesson to be learned. Disco kills.
Don't go to the disco.
No.
So that's Son of Sam?
It's quite a tale, Ian.
Yep. First Patreon.
What a way to
one.
kick it off.
Good bonus
The Patreon.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a hearty one. Everyone's going to feel left out who didn't join Patreon until they sign up and then they have access to this episode.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Ian, you got anything else on Son of Sam?
Nope. I'm good on David Berkowitz.
Dave, you got anything else you want to add here?
I do not.
Take any last jabs at Christianity or anything?
Nah, not today.
No, not feeling it today.
I'm thinking about converting, so we'll see how that goes.
Okay. All right. Well, that'll do it. Thanks, everyone, for signing up for Patreon. We hope we thus far have made it worth your while. Again, use those discount coupon codes for the Necronomipod store. We're putting the orders in as of Friday. That it will be tomorrow if you're listening to this on Thursday the 4th. Tomorrow, Friday the 5th. I'm sorry. If you're listening to this on Thursday the 5th, we are putting in the orders on Friday the 6th. So use those coupon codes and we'll get the shirts ordered. We are also, like we said at the top of the show, going to be on Discord tonight. All three of us. That will be Thursday the 5th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the United States. All three of us will be in the Discord room at 8 o'clock. So come on in. And if you haven't joined Discord, sign up. It's been a lot of fun so far. If you are already on Discord, we'll see you at 8 o'clock and we'll talk about piece of shit Berkowitz or anything else you guys want to chat about. Britney Spears. And then I think that's about it. We'll have stickers come into the store soon, so you can purchase some of those. And we'll be back, I think, next Thursday with another bonus episode for you patrons only.
Yep.
And then we will see you guys on Sunday.
Sounds good.
All right. See you.
Cheers.